Procrastination is a universal challenge that we have all faced at one point or another. From the dawn of human existence, we've struggled with the tendency to delay, avoid, and procrastinate on tasks that are important to us. Whether it's putting off studying for an exam, delaying a work project, or avoiding household chores, procrastination can hinder our progress and diminish our sense of accomplishment. We'll cover a range of useful strategies designed to make taking action easier. These practical tips and tricks can help you overcome inertia, build momentum, and maintain focus on your goals. There are methods that take only 60 seconds, or even just 3 seconds, to help you regain motivation and overcome procrastination. These tips sound so simple they might seem humorous, but they have proven to be unexpectedly effective for many who have tried them. So, if you're ready to conquer procrastination and make those productive moments more routine, stick with us. By the end of this guide, you'll have a deeper understanding of procrastination and a robust set of strategies to help you take consistent action toward your goals. Let's embark on this journey to a more productive, fulfilling life together. Number 1. Eat the frog. Mark Twain famously said, "If it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat to frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first." This vivid metaphor encapsulates a powerful principle for tackling procrastination and boosting productivity. Tackle your most daunting task first. Imagine waking up each morning knowing you have to eat a frog. It's not a pleasant thought. If you delay, the entire day will be overshadowed by the dread of this unpleasant task. You'll struggle to enjoy conversations, find it hard to relax, and constantly be haunted by the looming task of eating that frog. Now, consider if you put off eating the frog until the next day. Suddenly, you're faced with 2 frogs. Continue this pattern, and by the end of the month, you're staring down a formidable heap of 30 frogs. This accumulation of dreaded tasks creates an overwhelming burden, making the prospect of completing them even more daunting. This scenario, thankfully hypothetical, illustrates the compounding nature of procrastination. Postponing tasks only multiplies the stress and anxiety associated with them. By continually putting off what we dread, we amplify the mental burden and make our lives significantly harder. So, why put yourself through this unnecessary stress? If the task is inevitable, tackle it head-on first thing in the morning. By doing so, you free yourself from the mental weight and can enjoy the rest of your day with a clear mind. This proactive approach allows you to be more productive and maintain a sense of accomplishment throughout the day. Eating the frog first thing in the morning means prioritizing the most challenging and unpleasant tasks before anything else. This strategy not only ensures that you handle the most critical duties promptly, but also sets a positive tone for the rest of the day. Once the biggest hurdle is out of the way, subsequent tasks will feel more manageable and less intimidating. Imagine starting your day by completing the toughest assignment, making that crucial phone call, or addressing a long-standing issue. The sense of relief and achievement you feel after conquering the hardest task can be incredibly motivating. It builds momentum, giving you the confidence and energy to tackle other responsibilities with ease. In essence, eating the frog first is about facing challenges head-on and prioritizing tasks that have the highest impact. It's about clearing your mental space and allowing yourself to operate more efficiently and effectively. So, do yourself a favor, eat that frog first thing in the morning, and set the stage for a more productive, stress-free day. Number 2, the 3-to-1 rule. Now, let's talk about the 3-to-1 rule. It might sound ridiculously simple, but it's a powerful tool for overcoming procrastination. Here's how it works. Let's say you have to write an essay for university or high school, or tackle any daunting task. You hold this task in your mind, reflect on it, and acknowledge that it needs to be done. Then, you count down from 3 to 1. For example, you think, "I need to write my essay." 3, 2, 1, and then you immediately start doing the task. This method may sound simplistic, even silly, but it's remarkably effective. The genius of the 3-to-1 rule lies in its ability to leverage psychological momentum. Writing an essay or starting any big task can feel intimidating, causing us to delay and procrastinate. However, counting is easy. Anyone can count down from 3. Since counting is so simple, it's much harder to procrastinate on it. Once you begin counting, you create a momentum that propels you forward. It acts as a psychological bridge, transitioning you from inaction to action. By the time you reach 1, you've mentally prepared yourself to dive into the task at hand. The simplicity of the countdown removes the initial barrier to starting, making the task seem less overwhelming. First, clearly identify the task you need to start. It could be writing an essay, cleaning your room, making an important phone call, or any task you've been avoiding. Second, mentally acknowledge the importance of the task. Reflect on why it needs to be done and the benefits of completing it. Then, begin the countdown in your mind or out loud. Say 3, 2, 1. Finally, as soon as you reach 1, move directly into the task without hesitation. The momentum from the countdown helps push you past the initial resistance. This method taps into a psychological principle known as chunking. By breaking down the act of starting into a simple, manageable step counting, you reduce the perceived difficulty. This technique also leverages the concept of micro-commitments. By committing to a small, non-threatening action counting down, you set the stage for a larger commitment starting the task. Imagine you're sitting at your desk, dreading the thought of writing an essay. Instead of letting the anxiety build, you simply think 3, 2, 1, and before your mind has a chance to resist, you've already begun typing. This swift transition minimizes the opportunity for procrastination to take hold. The 3-to-1 rule can be particularly useful in overcoming the inertia that often accompanies large or unpleasant tasks. It's a straightforward, no-nonsense approach that cuts through the mental clutter and gets you moving. The beauty of this technique lies in its simplicity and its ability to bypass the mental barriers that lead to procrastination. So, the next time you find yourself struggling to start a task, remember the 3-to-1 rule. Count down and let the momentum carry you into action. It might seem overly simple, but give it a try. You might be surprised at how effective it can be. Number 3, the Do Something Principle by Mark Manson. The third strategy is the Do Something Principle, a powerful concept popularized by Mark Manson. Many people believe that to take action, we first need to be motivated, and that motivation arises from some form of emotional inspiration. We think the sequence goes, first, we're inspired, then we feel motivated, and finally, we take action. However, this belief overlooks a critical insight. Action is not just the result of motivation, but also its cause. In other words, inspiration, motivation, and action form a continuous loop, and you can enter this loop at any point. Rather than waiting for unpredictable bursts of inspiration and motivation, it's often more practical to begin with action. When we take action, even if it's small, it can generate the inspiration and motivation needed to fuel further action. This approach can be especially valuable when we feel stuck or unmotivated. You might wonder, how am I supposed to take action on something without feeling inspired or motivated? That's the problem. I can't take action without it. But this isn't entirely true. Every day, we engage in activities that don't require a surge of inspiration or motivation. We brush our teeth, take showers, and dress appropriately, all without needing to feel particularly inspired. These routine actions are perfect examples of how action can precede and generate motivation. Here's how you can harness the Do Something principle to tackle tasks that seem overwhelming or unappealing. 1. Start small. Begin with the smallest possible action related to the task at hand. If you're avoiding your taxes because they seem boring and daunting, start by simply gathering all the necessary documents. This small step is an action that can create a sense of accomplishment and momentum. 2. Focus on the process. Instead of fixating on the end result, focus on the process. By immersing yourself in the task, you're more likely to generate the motivation needed to continue. For instance, once you've gathered your tax documents, move on to organizing them. Each small action builds upon the last, creating a snowball effect. 3. Build habits. Incorporate regular, small actions into your daily routine. Just like brushing your teeth or showering, these habits can become automatic. Over time, they contribute to a larger goal without the need for constant motivation. For example, dedicate just 10 minutes each day to working on a project you've been avoiding. 4. Leverage immediate rewards. Give yourself small, immediate rewards for completing each action. These rewards can boost your mood and motivation, making it easier to take the next step. For instance, after spending 10 minutes organizing your taxes, reward yourself with a short break or a snack. 5. Reflect on progress. Regularly take a moment to reflect on the progress you've made. Seeing how far you've come can be incredibly motivating and encourage you to keep going. Celebrate small wins along the way to maintain your momentum. 6. Use positive reinforcement. Surround yourself with positive reinforcement. This can be in the form of encouraging words from friends or family, or self-affirmations. Positive reinforcement helps sustain the motivation generated by initial actions. The do-something principle transforms the way we approach tasks, shifting the focus from waiting for motivation to taking immediate action. By starting small and building momentum, you create a positive feedback loop where action fuels motivation, which in turn inspires more action. This principle is especially useful for overcoming procrastination and tackling tasks that seem insurmountable. In essence, the do-something principle is about recognizing that action can lead to motivation, not just the other way around. By taking even the smallest step, you set in motion a chain reaction that can carry you through to completion. So next time you're faced with a daunting task, remember, just do something, anything, and let that action generate the motivation you need to keep going. Number 4. Purge your physical surroundings. The fourth strategy is to purge your physical surroundings. One of the primary reasons so many of us procrastinate is because our physical environment practically encourages it. As we've discussed on this channel before, there's a profound connection between our psychology and our physiology. When we live in a chaotic, cluttered environment, our minds tend to mirror that disorder. A cluttered physical space often leads to a cluttered mental state. This chaotic mental state, in turn, perpetuates a chaotic physical environment, creating a vicious cycle. It's a paradox, but it's often much easier to correct and improve your physical environment than to instantly achieve a clear and focused mind. By organizing and decluttering your surroundings, you can create an atmosphere that fosters concentration and productivity. By purging and organizing your physical surroundings, you can create a space that encourages productivity and minimizes distractions. This transformation not only improves your immediate environment but also has a positive impact on your mental state. A clean, organized space can help you feel more in control and ready to tackle your tasks. So, if you find yourself more distracted than ever and struggling to get work done, take a close look at your physical surroundings. Improving your environment is not just a superficial tip, it's a powerful psychological strategy that can significantly boost your focus and productivity. By creating a conducive workspace, you set the stage for a more efficient and effective workflow. Number 5. Purge your digital surroundings. In today's digital age, one of the most crucial steps to overcoming procrastination is purging your digital surroundings. It's vital to ensure that your digital environment doesn't constantly tempt you to procrastinate. This aspect of your life can be more subtle and insidious than you might realize. Consider the seemingly harmless distractions that invade your digital space. You might receive a random email from a store you haven't shopped at in years announcing a sale. Or perhaps you get a Facebook Messenger notification from a group chat inviting you to play a game or discuss a new trailer. These interruptions might seem minor, like they'll only take a second to check, but they add up quickly. The real issue is that our most important tasks often require deep, uninterrupted focus for extended periods. It's nearly impossible to reach this state of deep work when you're constantly being pulled out by notifications. Every buzz, beep, or pop-up can derail your concentration and make it difficult to regain your focus. For those with attention deficits or a naturally distractible mind, like myself, these interruptions are particularly detrimental. A single notification can lead to a 10 to 15 second engagement, or worse, a 20 to 30 minute distraction on YouTube or social media. You might find yourself going down a rabbit hole of videos and posts, completely derailing your productivity. To combat this, one of the most effective strategies is to eliminate the gateways to procrastination. This means taking proactive steps to control and organize your digital environment. 1. Turn off non-essential notifications. Disable notifications for non-essential apps. Keep alerts only for the most critical communications. This way, you're not constantly interrupted by trivial messages and updates. 2. Use Do Not Disturb modes. Make use of Do Not Disturb features on your devices. Set specific times when you need to focus, ensuring that you're not disturbed by notifications during these periods. 3. Organize your desktop and toolbar. A cluttered digital workspace can be just as distracting as a cluttered physical one. Organize your desktop, remove unnecessary shortcuts, and streamline your toolbar to minimize visual distractions. 4. Unsubscribe from unnecessary emails. Regularly clean out your email subscriptions. Unsubscribe from mailing lists that are no longer relevant to you. This reduces the number of unnecessary emails that clutter your inbox and vie for your attention. 5. Use website blockers. Utilize website blockers to prevent access to distracting websites during work hours. Apps like Freedom, Cold Turkey, or Stayfocused can help you stay on task by blocking social media, news sites, and other distractions. 6. Create a digital filing system. Organize your digital files in a way that makes sense to you. This reduces the time spent searching for documents and helps maintain a clean, efficient workspace. 7. Limit social media use. Schedule specific times for social media use and stick to them. Avoid checking social media during work hours to prevent unnecessary distractions. 8. Prioritize important apps. Keep only essential apps on your phone's home screen. Move non-essential apps to secondary screens or folders to reduce the temptation to open them impulsively. The aim is to take control of your digital environment so that it supports your productivity rather than sabotages it. Every time your phone buzzes, it's like a tech giant tugging at your attention, trying to divert you from your tasks. But you need to ask yourself, are you the master of your own time and focus, or are you letting these digital distractions control you? By purging your digital surroundings, you reclaim your attention and create a space where deep, focused work can thrive. This intentional approach to managing your digital environment helps reduce procrastination and enhances your ability to stay on track with your most important tasks. Number 6. Stare at one thing for 60 seconds. You might be thinking, wow, Joey is really running out of content. He's just trying to fluff up this video and increase the watch time. And you're totally right, this video isn't long enough, and I do need more tips. But hear me out, because this one is actually quite fascinating. I tried it once, and it instantly worked for me. This tip comes from Dr. Andrew Huberman, a neuroscientist at Stanford University. He shared on his Instagram how you can dramatically increase your focus in just 60 seconds, especially if you're in a distracted and chaotic mental state. Here's how it works. Pick a specific target to focus on for 60 seconds. This could be one letter in a word at the distance you would normally be working. Fix your gaze on this target without breaking eye contact and take deep, relaxing breaths as you do so. At the end of the 60 seconds, you'll find that your focus has sharpened considerably. This exercise is a brilliant example of the intimate link between our psychology and physiology. When we focus with our eyes, we also focus with our brain. The act of concentrating our visual attention helps to organize our mental state. It's similar to the principles behind EMDR therapy, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, which is used to help people process and overcome traumatic memories. The concept hinges on the idea that eye movements can influence our mental state. Look it up, it's fascinating stuff. This technique works because our eyes and brain are closely connected. By focusing our eyes, we signal our brain to concentrate as well. It's a simple yet effective way to gather your mental resources and overcome distractions. It's especially useful when you find yourself in a scattered mental state, unable to focus on the task at hand. Incorporating this exercise into your routine can help you quickly regain focus and break through the resistance that prevents you from starting or completing tasks. It's a testament to how small, intentional actions can have a significant impact on our mental state and productivity. So next time you're feeling distracted or overwhelmed, give this a try. Focus on one specific target for 60 seconds while taking deep, calming breaths. You'll find that your brain follows your eyes and your focus sharpens, making it easier to dive into the work you need to do. Number 7. Confront your distractions before working. Tip number 7 is to confront your distractions before diving into your work. This approach might seem contradictory to rule number 1, eat the frog, but it serves as a valuable strategy, particularly later in the day when you've already tackled the most daunting tasks but still have more work piling up due to procrastination. Here's how it works. Set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes, or however long you need, to fully engage with the distractions that usually pull you away from your tasks. This method is about giving yourself permission to indulge in these distractions intentionally rather than impulsively. Often, when we face a challenging task, we instinctively escape into distractions like social media or random browsing. This leads to a constant back and forth where you're neither fully working nor fully relaxing, creating a frustrating cycle of half engagement with both work and distractions. By setting a dedicated time to indulge in distractions, you break this cycle. Here's a detailed guide on how to implement this strategy effectively. 1. Set a timer. Decide on a specific amount of time to fully engage with your distractions. This could be 10, 15, or 20 minutes depending on your needs. 2. Engage intentionally. During this time, deliberately immerse yourself in the distractions you usually turn to. For example, if you frequently check Facebook, open the app and thoroughly engage with it. Check notifications, respond to messages, and scroll through your feed. Do the same for other platforms like Instagram, YouTube, or any other site you typically visit. 3. Check the mental box. As you engage with each distraction, mentally check off that you've satisfied your curiosity and addressed any notifications or messages. This helps clear the mental clutter that can distract you while working. 4. Transition back to work. Once the timer goes off, you've allowed yourself to fully indulge in your distractions. Now, mentally shift back to your work, knowing that you've taken care of the distracting impulses. This intentional break helps you gain clarity and reduces the urge to check these sites impulsively while working. 5. Eliminate excuses. By addressing your distractions head-on, you eliminate the excuse to avoid work. You can tell yourself, I've taken the time to engage with my distractions. Now, there's no reason not to focus on my tasks. 6. Negotiate with yourself. Think of this method as a negotiation with your primal brain. By allowing yourself to indulge in distractions for a set period, you satisfy those immediate desires, making it easier for your higher judgment to take control and focus on your work afterward. The key to this approach is intentionality. By consciously engaging with distractions, you prevent them from interrupting your workflow later. It's a way of negotiating with yourself, giving your primal brain what it wants so that your higher judgment can get what it needs. In conclusion, confronting your distractions before working can be a highly effective strategy for maintaining focus and productivity. By allowing yourself a set period to indulge in distractions, you clear your mind and reduce the impulse to check them while working. This approach helps create a more intentional and focused work session, ultimately helping you get more done with less frustration. Now it's your turn. I'd love to hear from you. What tools, tricks, or hacks do you use to beat procrastination? Share your experiences and insights in the comments below. Let's create a community where we support and learn from each other. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe to Twig Your Man for more insightful content on personal development. Your engagement helps us grow and continue to bring you valuable content. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay motivated, stay productive, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep striving for excellence and remember you have the power to achieve your goals. Let's do this together. Take care and see you next time.